Shout out, show us you got New England pride, stand up. Shout out, show us you got New England pride. Show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. I said, show us, show us, show us you got New England pride. Hello and welcome to another fun episode of New England Pride TV. I'm your host, Dale LePage.
And I'm Tina Marie Billing.
Right now we're going to hear what's happening at our sponsor,
the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts.
That's right, they got some fun stuff coming up. They've got a Christmas Carol from December 16th to December 23rd. That's always a good holiday. That's right, it's a treat. It's a treat.
Yeah.
And then we have the Christmas Celtic Sojourn happening, and that's going to be December 20th. And then The Sound of Music returns. It's a wonderful play. I actually got to play Rolf in my high school production.
Oh, that's
and
wonderful.
I'm sure they're going to be better than I was. That's happening on December 28th through January 1st. All that and much more coming up on New England Pride TV.
New England Pride TV with Dale LePage is brought to you in part by the Hanover Theater for the Performing Arts, Remax Vision Realtors, Shancakes, Cruise Planners, a Bergman Consignment and Gift Boutique, New Oval Restaurant, Safe Homes, Bay State Savings Bank, and Paul Chasen Interior Design. And now back to New England Pride TV with Dale LePage.
Hello and welcome back. In case you can't tell, I've been laughing my butt off since we last saw you. I'm here with the president of the Ecotarium. He's actually the president of all things good, Mr. Joe Cox. Welcome to
Hey, Dale.
Welcome to New England Pride TV.
Thank you.
You were nice enough to reach out to me at the very beginning of this concept and say, I want to be a guest. Get me on.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you.
I thank you for that. Now, as I mentioned before, you are the president of all things good, which includes the Ecotarium. Before we get into the Ecotarium, tell us what brought you to the Ecotarium.
Yeah, so before I moved up here, I was building and opened a children's museum in Naples, Florida. So I was living in Naples, building this brand new building, and just had a lot of fun raising the money and really starting an institution that was going to change lives for generations.
Now, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the accent is very Naples, Florida. Can we go back a little bit before Naples, Florida?
A little bit before,
yeah.
Sure. So I moved to Florida from the UK.
Okay.
And yeah, lots of background in the UK. And
did you work in museums in the UK and arts?
I didn't. I was at uni and graduated university, was looking to put off working as long as possible.
So you went from the UK to Naples, Florida because of this children's museum?
Yeah.
And then what brought you to the Ecotarium?
So the museum opened, and it was a big success, and wasn't really looking for anything new, but the opportunity to come and interview up here at the Ecotarium came up. Mm-hmm. So I came up on a gorgeous summer day, sun was shining, birds were singing, yeah. And I just fell in love with the museum.
It's an amazing place. Yeah. And you've only made it better.
Well, thank you.
And I truly mean that.
Thank you.
Now, let's get to some of the things that are coming up for like December, the January, and the new year. What can we look forward to?
That's it. So, you know, the holiday season for us is really, really busy. If you're looking for something great to do with the kids or for the whole family, right. Tons going on. When I first started at the museum, we had an annual event that a lot of people have probably been to called A Christmas Journey, and we have had that not been part of the museum's lineup for a couple of years while we've been renovating our train.
Right. Let's tell the viewers at home about the train, which is very exciting.
This is so much fun. This is so much fun. Everyone's got a story about their uncle, their granddad, who rode the train, built the train, or they've screamed in the tunnel at the Ecotarium. I'm sure you have.
Absolutely.
And so Christmas Journey is essentially taking the story of the Polar Express. Kids come in, we read them the story, they meet Mrs. Claus, they board the train, they get given a bell, just like in the book.
Right.
They go to the North Pole, they get off, they get cookies and hot cocoa, and they meet Santa Claus.
And they meet, now where is Santa in the museum?
Santa is in the library.
Okay.
And so the library is turned into a winter wonderland,
Beautiful.
Santa's workshop, and so you get to meet Santa, take your picture, and be on your way.
And be amazed.
It is. It's an adorable program, and riding the train really adds to that.
Now, when does
experience.
that start?
So that's weekends in December, starting December 3rd.
Okay.
And it's 2 weekends in December, December 3rd, 4th, and then 10th, 11th, and all the details are on our website.
On your website, which is what?
Ecotarium.org.
That's pretty easy, right?
It is indeed.
But I really wouldn't feel right if I didn't say hello to one of your. Well, he is the engineer of the train. Is that right?
Yes.
So hi, Eddie Robinson.
Eddie.
Doing a great job, buddy. Now, can you tell us a little bit about what people can expect when they go to the Ecotarium if they've never been there before?
Yeah. So it's an amazing place. Imagine if you took a science museum, a children's museum, shook it up,
Yeah.
put it into a 70,000 square foot, hands-on, interactive building.
Beautiful building.
Gorgeous building.
Yeah, yeah.
And then put it down on a 55-acre nature preserve.
Yeah.
Threw in a National Geographic branded planetarium, amazing education programs, 100 different animals that live there. It's a really, really, really great day out.
It's a beautiful experience for all kinds of families. And I follow the Ecotarium on Facebook, and they're always posting the great pictures of the animals, what they're doing that day, and it's really charming. It's so charming.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, what's happening in the new year? Anything coming up in like the June?
There is. So one of my favorite events of the year happens New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And so we do a New Year's Eve celebration. So for the younger kids who can't stay up till midnight, or for parents who want to make sure the kids are in bed so they can be out celebrating New Year's
Right.
Eve.
Bring them to the museum and tuck
Bring
them
them to
out.
the museum, exactly. We do New Year's Eve, so we do a midnight countdown at noon, and then again at 2 o'clock, and it's December 31st. It's a fantastic, fantastic event. We have a massive courtyard covered in bubble wrap, and we have 1,000 kids jumping up and down on the bubble wrap. It sounds as though it's fireworks.
I just got really excited.
It's
Can adults
fun.
jump on the bubble wrap too?
You can. You
Now,
can.
I've been there when you've had those adult-sized bubbles in the courtyard above.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
Yeah, there's always something fun. We've started doing our adult night programs.
I did want to talk to you
Yeah.
about that. Let's talk about your networking night too.
Sure. So they're the third Thursday of the month, and the one in December, third Thursday in December, is actually pretty exciting. We are celebrating part of our vacation week theme this year. We are opening a wizarding school, and it's a wizarding school of science. So this is science for wizards.
All right, you had me at wizards. It just gets better from there. Go
It's
ahead.
the Ecotarium School of Science, Craft, and Magical Inquiry. So we're going to let you meet owls. There's a platform,
Oh my
9
God.
and something.
I'm so excited about
so
this.
it's
yeah.
going to be a whole magical themed
Experience. Wow.
And then the adult night, which is the third Thursday
Well, that was
in
enough for me
December,
right there.
is going to be, you can wear all of your magical robes.
Oh, and I do have a few. You know I have a few.
Exactly.
Do you have any?
I do. I'm bringing my own wand.
Oh,
I get to be the headmaster of a wizarding school. How cool is
great.
that?
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to be the student that's in the dunce cap in the corner, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. We have so much fun. And, you know, just into next year, we're in a big capital campaign right now.
Yes.
So we're raising $9.1 million for some exciting new projects. To date, we've raised almost $7.5 from the generosity of the community. Yeah, so it's been really good. New exhibit opening after the first of the year called City Science.
All right, City Science. That sounds very interesting. I'm assuming it has something to do with cities and science.
You're so good. You're so good. You could be a museum designer.
Psychic.
There you go. So it's about urban planning in a way that makes urban planning fun. So we're working with the National Science Foundation. We got funding from...
Is this the mural I saw?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's spectacular.
Yeah.
It's spectacular. So this exhibit is really taking concepts of urban planning and ecological systems and habitat loss and putting it into an exhibit which is really engaging all kinds of things like noise and pollution, but making them fun.
There is so much happening at the Ecotarium. You have to go on their website, which is
ecotarium.org.
And thank you so. It's been just a pleasure, absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more. We're back now with Jody Jolt, who is the creator of Jody Jolt and the Volt. Is that right? Did I say that right?
That's right, Jody Jolt and the Volt.
Now, you are a transgender band, correct?
No, yeah, we're a band that happens to be full of transgender musicians.
I love that. Now,
yeah, so it's an awful lot of fun. We fight over the mirror a lot, but we never fight over the music. We do a lot of high energy rock and roll, a lot of originals. Fun stuff like Crazy Cat Lady, Jenny Played with Trucks, Endocrine Police for those of you on hormones. So we have a lot of fun. And the covers we do, it's a lot of fun covers. Some old stuff, some newer stuff. Anything that's high energy and danceable, because we don't play no slow songs.
now I've seen your video, and it is very danceable, very high energy, and very fun.
Thanks.
Yeah. Now, Jody Jolt and the Volt, how'd you come up with the name?
I was looking for something catchy that rhymed, and Jody Jolt kind of like popped into my head. It was energetic, and then thinking of what rhymed with Jolt, there was Molt, there was Colt. I didn't want Jody Jolt and the Colt. Everybody thinks we're full gun show or something.
That's funny.
So the Volt kind of hit because we're an electric band. We do a lot of high energy stuff and just like.
It's a great name.
Volt.
I mean, it's very catchy, and it pretty much describes what you do. It's really fun. Now, you're the lead singer. Are you the lead singer?
At this point, I'm the only singer.
That would make you the lead singer.
No, we do have some backup vocalists as well filling in here and there. But I just have an uncanny ability to remember 45 songs in a night.
That's pretty good.
And
I work with a book full of lyrics because I forget. Like, my head is full of song lyrics, but they're all wrong, so I have a book there. I know some. But now, you said you work with kind of two different bands?
No, it's one band. It's just there's 7 of us all together, but we're spread out all over New England. We're actually Providence-based and got our start in the Providence area. Then we added one drummer from Connecticut and another drummer from north of Boston. So if we're playing anywhere near Boston, we got one drummer. If we're playing in Connecticut, we got the second drummer.
Right.
And if they can't show up, we use a drum machine. So
Do you really? I love it. The show must go on.
the show will go on.
The show must. That's
Always
fantastic.
will. So
now,
we
you were
rock.
saying some of the members actually haven't met the full band yet?
That's right. The full band has never met each other entirely. We've got one gal from Connecticut that just started in playing a little rhythm guitar and some bass, and she's never met the drummer from Connecticut just yet because it's tough for everybody to get together.
You've got to have a big enough show, right?
Yeah, and then everybody's got to be able to get there because most people work during the day. And,
That's true.
And weekends, and can't
Yeah.
quit your day job.
No, you
Number
cannot.
one lesson out there: do not quit your day job.
Those are words of wisdom, by the way. I've been a musician since the age of 12, and I have actually two day jobs. So very wise words for anyone who wants to make music their career. Now, do you do any songwriting for your band?
Oh, yeah, we do an awful lot of songs that are originals. We try to keep it fun. We've got a song called Crazy Cat Lady. We've got one called I Love Drunk Girls, and that was actually suggested by a lesbian friend of ours who's happily married now to her girlfriend. So
Was it
everything
Cindy
comes full
Foster?
circle. No, it wasn't.
Okay.
We've got a song called Endocrine Police about those of you that are dealing with hormones and all of that. And
Endocrine Police.
Endocrine Police.
It's a testosterone thing or a hormone thing?
Yeah, it's a hormone thing for those transgenders, female to male or male to female, that are dealing with their endocrinologist about getting their hormone levels straight. And, you know, they get your dose just right, then they cut back, like a junkie dealer doling out crack, Endocrine Police, that type of stuff.
Kind of writes itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. And nobody wants to die like a crazy cat lady, so people leave our shows going, I don't want to die like a crazy cat lady. No.
Now, if any of our viewers at home watching want to find out where you're playing, is there someplace they can go, like your Facebook page or a website? Or?
Yeah, we've got a website, JodyJoltandTheVault.com. We're also on Facebook, Jody Jolt and the Vault.
All right. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
We'll be back with more right after this. Hello, I'm your host, Dale LePage, and welcome back to New England Pride TV. I am joined now by musician, comedian extraordinaire, Christian Conti. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Now, the first time I ever heard your amazing music was on YouTube, where you did a rendition of, wasn't Stay With Me? Mm-hmm. All right. See, my memory's not that bad.
Yes.
And then I reached out to you and asked you if you would please send in a video link to my other TV show called WooTube on Charter, and you did, and you won. And I didn't get to vote because I asked him to send in, so I didn't get to vote. He won fair and square. Now, that was a wonderful video of Over the Rainbow. Can you tell me what gave you the idea to do that? Was it 6-part?
Yeah, it's a 6-part harmony. It's kind of inspired by like barbershop quartet, a cappella type thing. There's some bands like Take 6. They take 6 parts, and sort of it's a jazz arrangement. I'd say taking a popular song which has more of standard, basic harmonies, and having more of a jazz spin on it. Just kind of expanding the harmonies, adding a couple chords in between there, here and there, and jazzing it up.
And you sang all the parts, and you did the computer work, all the computer work yourself. So I can add comedian, musician, and computer genius.
He may be not genius. I can manage my way through some of the programs after a while.
You also play how many instruments?
Well, I focus, so my main instrument is trumpet and voice, and I play some guitar. I kind of played more of that when I was in high school and elementary school, and I kind of focus more on trumpet and singing in college, because they want you to focus in more on one kind of. But I play some piano too, a lot of writing on piano.
Because you do a lot of songwriting.
Yeah.
And you also have an orchestra?
Yeah.
What's the name of that?
Oh, the Christian Conti Orchestra.
Yeah.
It's never really the same band. It's always
whoever's available?
People. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. Yes. Now, speaking of your YouTube videos, you also have some comedy videos there, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And now, what makes they're very funny, by the way.
Thank you.
What makes you think of these situations?
Well, I kind of just like to think of characters that I come up with that are inspired by different aspects of life, and put them in funny situations. Like my first character is a jazz critic who basically hates jazz. His name is an Italian New York jazz critic. His name is Joey Federici. And basically, it's kind of the take on the people in the jazz community, or anywhere, but in the artsy worlds that just kind of judge everything and say, oh, that's terrible. So he listens to basically every jazz record in the whole world and says, what is this? Oh, this is crap. This is freaking terrible. Throw it in the trash.
And also, I wanted to point out to the viewers at home, when you go to Christian Conti's YouTube page, you'll see some great music there, and you'll see songs that you know and love, but you give them your own spin. Mm-hmm. Now, how did that come about? Like, where do you get the inspiration to give them that certain spin?
Well, just kind of something that a lot of jazz musicians and just any musicians have done over the years, take a song and really change it and make it something different, especially with jazz harmony, to kind of take a popular song, which maybe has the same repeating 3 or 4 chords over and over again, and then say, okay, we're going to take that, we can totally expand it, but you're always serving the melody, you know, always just focus on the melody and then change everything else around that.
And you've got some beautiful things happening, so please go to his YouTube page and see that. Now, you mentioned to me earlier that you do some stand-up also? Mm-hmm. Now, how did that come about? Now, where do you do that?
I started going to the open mics in Boston, all these different, the first one I went to is the famous Middle East Club in Cambridge in Central Square, and they have stand-up on Tuesday night. I started going there the last week of me being 21, it was right before I turned 22. I said, I should just go, I've always kind of wanted to do it.
And now you're a performer, so were you nervous getting up there? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I had a little extra experience. It's a lot different to be hiding behind a trumpet or a guitar than to do, or even singing, because if you're singing, I mean, it's another thing, but you're singing the song, it's not just you talking to people, you know. So that was interesting. Of course, I think a couple drinks helped, you know, helps the mood.
How did the first time go?
It was pretty good.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
it's one of those open mics where there's like 50 people signed up. It starts at 9 and it goes to like 1 or 2, and there's so many. So, and everybody in the audience is a comic or is a friend or
right.
You know,
friend of the
And so sometimes, you know, after a while, it's like everybody is kind of like, okay, how many more? 10 more until I get to go, and people are just. But it's a good, fun environment.
But you did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Now today, on today's show, we're going to be hearing and seeing your video for Over the Rainbow. Mm-hmm. So let's get to that right now.
Why can't I hold? Why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over rainbow. Why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't
Hey Dale, it's me, Miss Lady Sabrina. So, we have more letters. Let's see what we have. Dear Lady Sabrina, I, too, am a drag queen, but I am also, shockingly enough, a femboy at that. I have tried finding love, but men always seem to tell me that I only date masculine men, or, sorry, if I wanted to be with a drag queen, I would just date a woman. I try to explain to them that there's a huge difference, but they don't want to listen. I don't want to give up drag because it's something that I love to do. But at the same time, I don't want to miss out on finding love while doing something I love. What should I do? Let me tell you, this is something that plagues drag performers across. It's people being able to be mature enough to separate who you are from what you do. Well, let's get into this and see how far we can get today. All right? Dear Queen with No King, first off, there's nothing wrong with being a femboy. You know, quitting drag, limiting yourself to finding someone will only be a short-term solution. If you're not completely yourself, then you're lying to everyone involved, including yourself. It sounds like you're choosing men that are not looking for you. You need to fix your process to finding men. These men seem to want a different type than you. Here's my thoughts. All right, you need to decide what type of men you like. After that's done, then you need to be completely honest with yourself. Many men I know try and tailor themselves for the men they date. You know, they omit parts of themselves and try and fit what other people want from you. You know, and then they're shocked when it fails. You know, it's like if you're not being your complete self, then how can you expect anyone to love you completely? Finding love is difficult, but it's more difficult when you're looking at men that are not looking for you. Be you. Be over the top you. Be the one they're going to want to know. Only then will you attract the ones that value your distinct look and personality. You know, if the guy doesn't like you for doing drag, then he's not the one for you, period. You know, turn on one heel and keep looking. When you buy a drag outfit, do you choose the one that's too small and the one that you'll have to alter yourself to wear? You know, or do you choose the one that fits and flatters you? See where I'm going with this? You know, you have to, if you have an online personal, review them, reread them, and see if they're a true representation of who you are. If they aren't, fix it. You know, don't lead off with a lie. Better to be alone for the right reasons than with someone for the wrong reasons. You know, any time that you're stepping into a situation where you feel that you have to alter a situation, you're already making yourself less than and the other person more important. And that's never a good start. You know, if you can't walk into a situation and love and appreciate someone and feel that love and appreciation in return, then that's not the right place for you to be. And it will only wind up blowing up in your face later. You know, you also have to look at how much of your insecurities are based on your issues and not what other people are feeling. And maybe that's why you're hiding some of these things. You know, it does take, you know, turning the microscope on yourself and really looking deep to see, you know, where some of these things are based out of. If you're just choosing the wrong men, easy fix. But if you're choosing the wrong men because there are pieces of you that you're trying to leave behind, that's different. You need to work on those things. And if you can't figure it out by yourself, go find a therapist, or send me a letter, or find me on Facebook and call me and I'll work through it with you. You know, I have been a drag queen for almost 30 years now. Actually, it's 30 years this year. And I have had my fair share of people who didn't appreciate, you know, who I was or what I did, or thought that it lessened me as a man because I did drag. Screw them. Bottom line, I'm happy. I found someone who appreciates me, you know, and that's because they didn't water down my wants and needs to fit someone else. And that's what you need to do. You need to make sure that you're taking care of your needs and putting your needs first, and not watering down what you want just to be loved. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that helps. Love and light. Back to you, Dale. Mwah.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of New England Pride TV. Thank you to all our guests, and a special thank you to all of our sponsors, because without them, we would not be here. I'd like to end the show by saying the same thing we always say. Please don't be afraid to shine your light.
Because you might be lighting the way for someone else.
That's right. Till next time.
Sorry. Sorry, honey.
What were you doing?
I was getting ready to go the Hanover Theater for the performing. Wait, I'm not supposed to be doing that, right? Am I not supposed to be doing that?
Blooper reel.